The Grand Council of Haven City, for heinous acts and crimes against the people, you are hereby banished to the wasteland for life.
This is a death sentence, Vigor. There must be another way.
Your protest was overruled. This dark eco-freak is dangerous. Now drop the cargo! This is an outrage! I am outraged beyond words! Although I do have something to say. Not everyone agrees with this ridiculous decree.
Yeah! We want a recount!
Oh, I see you wish to join him.
Actually, we are not that outraged. Farewell, Jack. Stay out of the sun. Drink lots of water, if you can find it.
Jack?
Go back to the city, Dax.
I'm sorry. The council is too powerful. There was nothing
I know.
You just stay alive, you hear me? That's an order. Someone will find you, I promise.
May the precursors have mercy on you.
Dexter!
Don't thank me. I'm only here because you wouldn't last a second without me.
Okay, tough guy. You got us into this mess. Now you gotta get us out. Ah, what a team we'll make.
Let's just get moving. But which way?
That way! That way! Oh, and I suppose you know where you're going, huh?
Better than you do, bent beak.
Let's just move.
This was all your stupid idea.
No, it was yours. Only a bird brain could have thought this one up.
Let's go with him. We'll help together.
You mean we'll die together? I can't believe the city hates us.
We saved those lowlifes.
Jack, the city's divided. Reports say new Crimson Death bots are holding a vital section of the industrial area. My men are getting their asses kicked. The KG have a new leader. We're trying to find out who it is.
I'm afraid I've got more bad news. A large group of surviving metalheads have concentrated in another section of the city.
But we destroyed Core.
It appears the strongest metalheads have survived. The battle for the city has just begun.
The people are blaming you, Jack.
Right. Good plan, Jack. A nap would be nice. Just a teensy little rest.
This bird is overcooked.
The bells.
Report!
It's bad. The city's become a battlefield. Mechanized death bots have taken the industrial section, and the surviving metalheads have expanded their hold on the west side. We're losing ground on all fronts.
The council's meeting tonight in emergency session. Rumblings about you, Jack. It doesn't look good. They think your friendship with Crew helped the metalheads get into the city.
You don't believe that, do you?
What's in the past is done. Right now, metalheads are assaulting the palace. They're looking for something, and I have no idea.
Looks like we found some live ones. Barely. Here's the beacon we were picking up. Who gave you this? We'll take them with us. Let's move. I smell a storm coming.
And on On that note, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ellison Cruz, and I'd like to finally welcome you to Jak 3. If you want to know the true extent for why it's been nearly 12 years since we've last explored this universe, I simply implore you to check out literally any episode of Jak 2, because that, in my opinion, was one of the roughest, most unfun slogs of a playthrough I feel like I've ever had. And if you enjoyed it, more power to you. I'm glad somebody did, but I look back on that one specifically as among one of my weakest. But thanks to the ironclad consistency of one Bailey Hepworth, who has been asking me for well over a decade where the hell this walkthrough is, well, my friend, here it is. You've won. The commitment is admirable, and I concede. We're doing it, so I hope it does not disappoint. You know, maybe we can actually use this as retribution for that project and atone for our past sins. Yeah, sounds good.
I love water. Oh yes. It's so good. Desert bed.
Well, you've come back from the dead, have you? And my monks were ready to pray for you. I am Damus, king of Spargus.
Spargus? Wait, nobody lives outside Haven's walls. Not a whole city.
Ah, yes, we are the Forgotten Ones. Haven City's refuse, thrown out and left to die, just as you were. But now that you have been saved, your life belongs to the people of Spargus, and we will use it well, if it's actually worth anything.
Hey, that sounds like a bad deal.
You are in no position to deal. Out here, everything is either useful or dead weight. Prove yourselves worthy, or the desert will be your grave.
You need to work on making a better first impression.
In the unforgiving wasteland, we value strength and survival above all. We will see where you stand soon enough. Complete your training, then enter the arena. Just the bravest crawl out and are allowed to stay in Spargus. It's quite simple, really.
What happens to the ones that don't crawl out?
Then it will be as if we never found you.
I was afraid of that.
Hail, all citizens of Spargus! Welcome to the Arena of Death, where we get to watch other people wet themselves in fear. These halls will once again test two newcomers, each fighting to prove their worth to stay among us. Let's hear it for Jak and his obnoxious talking animal!
Pecker, there you are. Where were you? Deimos says I am to be his new counselor. He says my wisdom will serve him well. Oh yeah, and Deimos also says that you two are likely to die in the arena today. And he hopes your death is very,
Will you stop that? Damus can talk for himself.
He is right. You will most likely die. And yes, Pecker is my new advisor.
Unlike you, some people appreciate my talents. It beats working for a living. I saw a few of the fights earlier. Ooh, not a pretty sight.
Why, you little...
Let the games begin!
Okay, I forgot his name was Pecker, of all things. Can we substitute him for Elon and Donald over there? Ooh, hello, camera.
You must connect all
Oh, okay. Apparently we just picked up a radio that is just gonna hawk demands at us for absolutely no reason. So we can roll, we can smack into dummies, climb up ladders. Yeah, I think this is how I normally have the camera. It's just a little weird. Going up, zooms in. Double jump. Thank you for teaching me just all of the basics of movement, because obviously we're gonna need it here soon. And then we can also, there we go. Ah, yes, of course, who could forget that? So mechanically, this game is essentially the same as Jak 2, but there are a couple of little quirks that will return and also be included. And then we have the long jump. Oh, yeah, the combat and the movement is just, it's so janky. It just reeks of the mid-2000s. And even though it is one of the better PS2 games, I just don't know if it's aged that gracefully, if I can be completely honest. Let's go and bust through this. Thank you, camera. And now I can't see. Thank you. So I'll go snag all this stuff up. And with the final one collected, I think we did an arbitrary check. Thank you. Let's go on up and chat it up with the dangerous duo. Oh, here we are. Gotta love the background. Just all of those sprites just not really meshing well with the light ray.
The candidates have won the challenge.
That's right. We bad. You haven't forgotten what I taught you, Jack.
Anyone can make a few measly jumps. Now let's see how you rate against the living. Readjust the matterformers. Prepare the arena for full combat.
Prepare the arena for full combat.
I just said that.
I know, I was just adding, you know, how you do the thing with the... Anyway, prepare the warriors.
You mean we have to fight against actual people? With actual weapons? Who actually want to hurt us?
Fine, bring him on.
All right, that's it. I want to be on his shoulder.
You know what, Dexter? Go for it, by all means. But we have a battle to the death with our trusty shotgun rain. And occasionally these assholes will fight against each other while also poking you with their funny-looking shoes. Great. So every so often, lava is going to fill the arena, and sometimes they'll be smart and get up on these little platforms, but I would stay out of it. I don't know about you, it just seems like that would be the play here. And we can still take them out with our physicality, but shooting them is probably how you're going to want to do this. They also seem to be fighting each other. Brother v. brother. Co-worker via peer? Okay. Oh my god. Sometimes they're just not very smart, and they will just let themselves go ahead and get burned. That guy got very lucky. The AI actually worked out in his favor for once. Okay. I am amazed. I did not get burnt. I did not step in the spicy drink. But once we have a couple more of these guys left, then something very annoying is going to happen already. Once there are 5 of these guys left, you immediately transform into Dark Jack, and he's a little hard to control sometimes because he's a maverick and he just likes to go flinging himself off the cliffs and doing obscene amounts of damage. So we'll just take it easy, and we're not going to lunge ourselves at these guys too much. Oof, yeah, you see that? And done. But at what cost? Sheesh. Also, if at any point you tried to untransform, he just will force himself back into this mode, so be careful not to miss the jump, and we made it. Yes, look at me. I will say, though, Dark Jack is a complete badass, even though he is a bit of a bummer to control.
Something you're not telling us, animal man?
He has been touched with dark eco, my liege.
Our boy here gets all mean and nasty when you piss him off. So don't piss him off. Word to the wise.
Ah, then he is dangerous, and that could be useful. Your bravery has earned you your first battle amulet. If you are victorious in 2 more arena fights, you will earn your citizenship to Spargus. Here is a gate pass to allow free passage in and out of the city. But beware, there is no true refuge outside our walls. The desert is less kind than I. And for your victory, a gun mod is your prize.
Oh yeah, now we're talking. Hey, what do I get? Nothing, as usual.
There it is. At least, you know, he gave us a weapon, and that's very kind of him for being, you know, one of them weird dictator types. But we'll see when the next time it is we're actually going to use either of our weapons, because it's time to get into the aspect of this game you have all been waiting for. Driving and lizardback riding. Great. Oh, and this guy.
Those were some sweet moves in the arena, boy. But a little more choke, and you would have popped, eh?
You talking to me?
Yeah, you talking to him?
No, I'm conversing with me sweet departed mom. Of course you borehead. You two are from the Big Smoke, eh?
Who's asking?
The guy who runs this place, that's who. Cleaver's the name. You blokes stick with me, and I'll take care of you. In fact, I've got a job for you right now. Ride me leaper lizard here and catch a few of those little buggers that have been raiding me storerooms. Snag me 6 of them puppies, and I'll let you drive one of me racing vehicles. That is, if Demas ever lets you leave the city.
I think we can handle that.
No! I hate riding animals! They make me chafe.
Well, luckily you don't necessarily have to worry about that. So, we have leapers.
Those kangarats.
And kangarats that we gotta go and murder so that we can keep our sustenance up. These guys have some really weird AI quirks, and I don't know how much I like it.
You got it.
So just
Nasty.
deep throat that bad boy, and we'll just keep on going. We have to get 6 of these things, and all the while, Daxter's just gonna be whispering just the worst, most inane one-liners. And if you do like a bad charge, he'll just laugh at you. So try to avoid as much of that as you can, and maybe get a lay of the land a little bit, because if you're going for 100%, this game is not very fun, and there's going to be a lot of tiny little things you're probably going to end up missing. But you can go and look at your map to really see where they are, and he's going to turn. There it is. Yep, I know. Every little cobblestone in the ground also adjusts your trajectory a little bit, so try to avoid the main path if you can. And hopefully, come on, can we just like... We can also do like a jumping attack too, but it's not very useful. And I don't think there we go.
Someone missed their breakfast.
Yes, everybody is just missing something. There's also one more over here. And also you can get a glimpse of some of the precursor orbs around here, which there are, I think, 600 in the entire game. And they're just going to be hidden like nobody's business. It's actually really unpleasant just how long it takes to get all of them. There's a bunch on that house over there, but pretty sure we can't get that just yet. Well, let's go grab this guy. Are you up top, or are you just behind? Yeah, so you're right here. Let's just make this quick. Thank you. And now on the other side of town, that's where the final 2 will be awaiting us. But like pots like this is where you can probably end up finding a couple. I don't have them all memorized or anything, but there are other little things out in the world that we're gonna have to do that involves shenanigans like this. So we'll see how that works. I'm also amazed that I was able to bounce off of those. I don't think I've ever needed to do that, but just a lot of racing, and I just feel like that is 90% of this game. So if this project ends up going tits up, then I'm sorry. I'm normally someone who likes to finish things that I start on the channel, but that might not necessarily extend to this, unless I find myself enjoying it. But I have been meaning to do this for a pretty long time, and I've started doing this project probably 4 or 5 times, and I just ended up stopping. But I think this is the one, fellas, so don't worry. We'll make it quick. For the final little boy. Let's get this kangarat, shall we?
One more. Bon appetit.
Could have been worse. Ooh, I think I smell a
Maybe
rat.
food stores will last a little longer now. If Deimos ever gives you a pass to leave the city, I'll let you take one of me rides for a spin. See you around, newbies.
Oh, thank you. Well, with that having been said and done, we can either explore for a little bit or engage in a minigame.
Check out these funny dudes, huh? Nice threads. I didn't know rubber was back in. What are you working on, monk boy?
It is none of your concern, animal.
Look, coloring book, we've had a hard week. Don't push it.
The arena shows all, Dark One. Hate consumes your eyes.
Great. Thanks for the tip.
It will destroy you, just as these precursors destroyed themselves.
It doesn't look like any precursor crap we've seen.
These artifacts are an abomination. One fell on the great volcano. We sent an expedition to the mountain, but my monks never returned. Ill tidings sing in the wind. I fear the remaking of the world is at hand.
I think you've been out in the sun a little too long. Let's go, Jack.
You must leave this place. Heroes think they can save the world when they themselves are lost. You could not possibly understand the dark forces at work here.
Don't talk to me about dark powers. I want to know what this is. Stand back.
And now, for some godforsaken reason, we now have this really weird and janky minigame with colors that seemingly blend in with the background. You would think that somebody who would be proficient in rhythm games might find this fun or easy, but I find it to be neither of them. And that might just be all that Fortnite festival I've been playing, but yeah, the timing is very forgiving. You just have to make sure that at least part of it is inside of the circle. And if you overstrum, that's okay, but if you miss a symbol, then you have to start over, and you will still have that miss on your permanent record. So yeah, try not to do that, because getting to 75 is annoying enough as it is. So yeah, I guess whatever it is we're accomplishing here is necessary to progress through the story. But already, I don't know, man. I feel like this is some pretty interesting imagery. It reminds me of that game Carry On, if you ever played or watched me do it on the channel. It's just like slimy appendages. Like, what is your purpose here, friend? It's hard to say. But luckily, we do only need to get to 75 the one time. So, with that, who's our final victim? Is it Triangle? Yes, it is.
You cracked it, Jack.
Don't touch it. Dark Eco.
Yeah, you're impressed now, aren't you? Come on, give him his preps.
Those are solid eco crystals. It has been passed down through time that they power the greatest of precursor technologies. Strange. It speaks an ancient dialect, the earliest precursor forms. Something about reclaiming this unfinished world.
Those look like coordinates, like the ones from...
It is picking up a very powerful signal.
I don't think we're gonna like what this thing is yapping to.
Even you cannot save us from this, hero.
Hey, I'm the real hero here. You can call me Orange Lightning. Zing-zing-zing.
You may carry the color of our creator's animal, but we have plans to save ourselves. Stay out of our business. You and Orange Lightning are not welcome here.
That is a badass nickname for Max Casella. I'm not gonna lie. His voice acting in this game is actually far and away the best he's ever done in this series. So if there's any consolation, I think it's probably that. Even Pecker, which I don't know what his name is, but that's okay. So we don't really have too much variety in the missions right now. We do need to probably start heading out to Drive, but if I find any precursor orbs out in the world and I end up falling into the drink and dying, then so be it. But the reason why you might want to go out of your way to pick them up is because you can unlock a ton of secrets and upgrades for your weapons, which are going to be a borderline necessity for us. But I'm not going to explore too much of this right now. I don't know what I was thinking. Later on, when we become more mobile, in a sense, that's when we can start maybe getting some of the, trickier to grab precursor orbs. But if I can not miss a jump, there we are. With 3, let's take a look. So here's our incredible menu, and here are our secrets that we can purchase things. Right now, not a lot of these are available, but for some of the crazy stuff like toggling Jack's goatee and of course big head mode, yeah, I might end up doing some of these at some point in the future. We're just gonna have to see though, because you need a lot, and I would like to reserve these a little bit for our weapons, because I do feel like they're pretty vanilla, and they're gonna need some zhuzhing up. They're gonna need some spice, some hair on their chin, so I will be saving for those, and I think they're like 5 or 10 each. So there will be other things out in the world we can do, like talking to these Chozo statues, but we need skull gems in order to play their games, and they're not really the most fun to either play or watch, in my opinion, because he's going to show you where a precursor orb is, and you're going to have to get there before it disappears, but all you get is a very set amount of time, and there are a ton of those, like an obscene amount, so I don't know. We'll do a couple here or there. They're just not my favorite. Oh, Cleaver.
Well, if it isn't the newbies.
Keep yapping, Jelly Boy. We'll see who...
Bite your bum, rat face, or I'll pound ya.
Oh, great stink of the precursors. I got 2 words for you. Toothbrush.
Nice rides.
You like what you see? We use these babies to make runs into the deep desert to retrieve artifacts. Tough wheels for tough work.
You said we could use one.
I did, didn't I? But not one of those. Those are for the big boys. You can use that one.
What a runt!
Seems to fit you.
Get in, Dax. I'll drive.
Care to wager a little something on a race, then? If you win, I'll let you keep that little vehicle for as long as you live. And if I win,
I don't have anything.
I'd say that yappy rodent of yours is a bit bony, but skinned and buttered, he'd make a nice treat. My vehicle against him.
Forget it, buddy. Jack would never do.
Done. What? Don't worry. If there's one thing I can do, it's race.